Welcome back to the Dean's List. I'm your host, your Dean of Students, and your very best friend, Mr. Walters. This March, we're going to be celebrating Disability Awareness Month at Ponderosa. Have you ever heard the word disability before? Disabilities can cause people to look, act, and learn differently. To help us learn more about disabilities, I'm going to be reading from this book, All About Diversity by Felicity Brooks and Ferrero. Some people look different because they have a disability and use equipment such as a wheelchair to get around. There are lots of different disabilities, and you can't always see that someone has one. There are also different reasons why people have them. Some people have had a disability ever since they were born. Some people have a disability because of an illness or a health problem. Some people have a disability because of an accident. Like everyone, someone with a disability might need a bit of extra help sometimes. Because you can't always see a disability, it's important to try to be kind, patient, and friendly with everyone. Today we're going to talk about an important victory for students with disabilities, Mills v. Board of Education. We're going to be reading from this book, We Want to Go to School, The Fight for Disability Rights by Maryann, Cocca-Leffler, and Janine Leffler. We're going to be reading from the afterword of the book. Do you remember what an afterword is? That's right, it's a passage in the back of a book. For many years, children with disabilities in the United States were legally excluded from public schools. Unless their families could afford to send them to private schools, these children remained in institutions, hospitals, or at home. Children with mild disabilities were sometimes allowed to attend public school, only to be segregated from their peers and given inadequate educations. School administrators argued that children with disabilities were unable to learn, would distract the other students, and required too much time and money. Of course, children with disabilities can learn. And so the families and guardians of 7 children with disabilities living in Washington, D.C. joined together to fight for the right to go to school. In September 1971, they filed a lawsuit against the Board of Education of the District of Columbia in U.S. District Court. The case was called Mills v. Board of Education of the District of Columbia, named after one of the plaintiffs, a boy named Peter Mills. The case was heard by Judge Joseph Cornelius Waddy, one of the first black judges to be appointed to a federal district court bench. The Mills lawyers cited the 1954 landmark civil rights case, Brown v. Board of Education, as precedent. Though the Brown case addressed racial segregation, its decision led to a growing understanding that all people, regardless of race, gender, or disability, have the right to a public education. On August 1st, 1972, Judge Waddy finally made his decision on the Mills case. The District of Columbia shall provide to each child of school age a free and suitable publicly supported education, regardless of the degree of the child's mental, physical, or emotional disability or impairment. That year, children with disabilities in Washington, D.C. began going to public school side by side with everyone else. The Mills case was a catalyst for change to ensure that students with disabilities continue to receive a free, appropriate public education. If you'd like to learn more during Disability Awareness Month, head on down to the Ponderosa Library. We've got a lot of books that celebrate the history and identities of people with disabilities. Thanks again to the CVEA and WEA for stocking our library with so many wonderful books. I've been your host, your Dean of Students, and your very best friend, Mr. Walters. And I'll see you next time on The Dean's List.
Mr. Walters, we need you right now in the lunchroom. There's been a big chocolate milk spill, and we need you to come down right now and help us pick it up.
Mr. Walters, we really need you down here. Larry the Wildcat has slipped in the chocolate milk. He needs a change of clothes. Where are you?
Mr. Walters, I know everyone is still looking for you, but a large plate of cookies has just been delivered to the lunchroom.
I'll be right there.